Allergies, my lord. Sun Smart Scott Brown here. In today's exciting episode we do some trim on the exterior of a house and some trim on the interior of the house. And we do a giveaway. Welcome to another exciting episode. Paru and I put these windows in yesterday. They are pretty much exactly the same as the windows that were in there before, but they have one fundamental important difference. The new ones are double glazed. You can see that big gap up there. This facing here needs to be replaced. It's old and crooked and not plumb. But what I'm also going to do is that there needs to look more like that there. Paru should be here pretty soon. He's picking up a scriber that I also have to put on there. I'll get him to do some finishing inside. Whoa! I didn't expect that.
Well, it's quite nice back here with the flowers in there, eh? It's quite romantic.
Alright, I got a couple of scribers to put on. Let's see how old mate Paru's doing. Oh, first, see that front door right there? Handle and all in the bin. So we replaced it with this much cooler front door. I didn't think that through. Now I can't get it. This is an aluminium door, kind of like a pre-hung door that we usually put on the inside of houses, except the jamb in this case is aluminium. So all we did was mount it to the side and around, and you've got a brand new front door lock and all. Very cool. How the architrave's going?
It's alright.
Stop in 15-20? Nick's gonna bring some coffees.
Oh, good man.
We, in this case we're doing an architrave that's extra wide to cover all the part of the wall around the window that isn't plastered.
You just make sure you got your out of focus things on architraves, okay?
So the first thing that we do with the scribers is we check the thickest point. Basically the point from here to here, the one that is the most. And then what I do is I pin it in place, and then I get a little wee spacer like this. Now the thing about this spacer is it is the same distance as this, the weatherboard, thickness of the weatherboard, and then I use that to scribe each and every weatherboard and give me my cut line. Give you a good way to tell if you've done a good scriber or not. Holds itself there without the nails. I just need to prime these ends as it's H3.1, and that's a lower grade of treatment, and therefore it needs to be sealed. So now is an example of why I have both the 18 gauge and the 16 gauge Hikoki finishing guns. I feel like the 16 is a little bit more heavy duty. You know, it's thicker nails and leaves bigger holes. So it's good for that exterior trim work, but when I'm doing trim work on the inside of a house, I use the 18 gauge. Smaller nails, smaller holes, easier to fill. Pato's done a good job. He's done most of the architraves. He had to leave. And he left me with one architrave here around the new front door. So the giveaway, that glue's probably already set, but just before we put it on, Wolfcraft clamps. These guys sent me a bunch of these Wolfcraft clamps a few episodes ago for free, which was very nice of them, and they're good. They're your standard quick clamp, well, seemingly, but they also feature a lever that goes backwards. See that? With the use of one hand you can go backwards and forwards. So that's the benefit there, and they've got a really good grip on them. I've been using them for a month or so and they've been great. Now the reason I bring that up is because they asked if I want to give some of these away on the channel, and I said of course. So 2 at 450 mils and 2 at 150 mils. That's what's up for grabs. So comment below what you plan on doing with the clamps and your name. I'll pick a winner at random. And they've told me that they can send it anywhere in the world, so everyone's in the draw. Alright, let's go put this architrave on, shall we? Probably should have glued this together in there. New door, new architrave. That went well. Alright, I've got nail holes to fill and stuff like that, but we might as well jump to what I'm going to do after that. And let's get some shade. I took my SunSmart t-shirt off, and now I've got my meeting t-shirt on because I got a meeting that I almost forgot about. I was all set to finish this exciting episode off with me buying a marquee for shade, but it wasn't meant to be. So, like I said earlier, to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is say what you would do with those Wolfcraft clamps, and we'll get 4 of them sent out to some lucky person. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next exciting episode.